Welcome back, my dear students. Now we are discussing the textual activities of the one act play post yearly for Christmas from the last unit titled The Lighter Side. Read and respond. What was the assistant's experience the other day? Why does she consider people funny? She considers people funny because the other day one man came and asked her where he could get a stab. She thought the man was playing a joke on her. Then there was the old man who could not see very well. He put his glass on the counter and asked her to give him a pint of beer. Question number two. Why does Mrs. Smith dislike snow for Christmas? Mrs. Smith dislikes snow for Christmas because she has a rheumatism and snow is not good for it. Last year, because of the snow and her rheumatism, she could not enjoy Christmas at all. Why does the assistant insist on people posting yearly for Christmas? The assistant insists on people posting yearly for Christmas because parcels get damaged in the last minute rush. What is the purpose of the old gentleman's visit to the post office? The old gentleman has come to collect his old age pension. He has a huge shopping list and he wants money to buy the things on the list. Why does the old gentleman get angry with the assistant? The old gentleman gets angry with the assistant because he does not hear properly. When the assistant asks him if he brought the book, he replies he didn't bring his cook as his wife does all his cooking. The assistant then says he did not hear what she said. The gentleman again misunderstands. He thinks she said that he ought to be in bed. This makes him angry. He had asked the assistant not to be impudent. What is the problem with the old lady's cat? The problem with the old lady's cat, Tiddles, is that she is not eating her food. She used to be a big eater. Tiddles has hurt her paw, and the old lady thinks it must have upset her. Why does the old lady decide to buy something from the post office? The old lady decided to buy something from the post office because she came there thinking It was a vet's clinic, veterinary animals or veterinary clinic for animals. The assistant tells her where the clinic is. The lady feels that it would be rude to go away without buying something. So she will buy a two halfpenny stamp. She thinks they are so beautiful and may be useful at this Christmas time. Why did the farmer humorously inquire about the bombs? The farmer humorously inquired about the bombs because he read the news of a bomb found in a post office. Scotland Yard, means Scotland Police Force, has issued a warning that a time bomb disguised as a Christmas parcel, disguised means under the coverage, was discovered in a London post office. Any suspicious looking parcel should be reported at once to the local police station. What was the newspaper report on? The newspaper report was on a bomb found in a post office. Scotland Yard has issued a warning that a time bomb disguised as a Christmas parcel was discovered in a London post office. Any suspicious looking parcel should be reported at once, immediately, to the local police station. How can a time bomb be detected? A time bomb usually ticks just before it goes off. So the farmer advises the assistant that if any parcel makes funny noises, she should be careful. Why does the assistant tell the tourist that the parcel was in time? The assistant tells the tourist that the parcel was in time because it will reach its destination before Christmas. It is a Christmas present that there are some more days to Christmas Day. Why is the tourist very anxious about his parcel? The tourist is very anxious about his parcel because it is a special kind of present and he wants it to reach his friend without getting damaged. Later we come to know it is a cloak brought from Switzerland. Why does everyone in the post office become anxious about the tourist parcel? Everyone in the post office become anxious about the tourist parcel because it starts ticking. Earlier, the farmer had talked about the time bomb and how they tick before they go off. Now everyone thinks the parcel contains a time bomb. Why do the people in the post office try to hide themselves? The people in the post office try to hide themselves because the ticking from the parcel gets louder as the assistant picks it up. The farmer tells the people to take cover as he thinks the bomb will blast soon. Why does the assistant bring a bucket of water? The assistant brings a bucket of water so that the parcel could be immersed in it to prevent the time bomb from going off. Why does the tourist return to the post office? The tourist returns to the post office to collect his gloves, which he had left behind. He had forgotten to take them with him when he left the post office after handing over the parcel to the assistant. How does the play end? The play ends in a very funny way. The suspected time bomb turns out to be a beautiful clock from Switzerland. The tourist is angry with the policeman and the post office for ruining his present for his friend. He will make a complaint to the postmaster general. The assistant leaves her job at the post office to work at the animal dispensary nearby because she feels animals don't do such silly things as people do. Think and write. Do you think Mrs. Johns is rude in her behavior? Why? I think Mrs. John is rude in her behavior. She hands over some huge parcels to the assistant and asks her to be careful so that the parcels which contain presents should not be damaged. The assistant tells her that they do their best not to damage them and makes a polite inquiry as to why she didn't post them last week. Then Mrs. Johns rudely tells the assistant that she will post her presents when she wants. What is the context of Bertie saying she is at home watching the television? Bertie's English is horrible. We see him saying seed instead of a saw. And when his mother points out the mistake, he corrects it and says solved. When Bertie closely watches the parcel brought by the tourist, the assistant asks him what the matter is. Bertie says the parcel ain't half making a funny noise. Mrs. Higgins asked the boy, where is grammar is? It is then the boy says, she, grammar, is at home watching television. Grammar means grandmother. How does the farmer, farmer, it is a farmer frightened people. How does the farmer frighten, Farmer, frighten people? The farmer frightens people first by reading the newspaper report. Bomb found in post office. Scotland Yard has issued a warning that a time bomb disguised as a Christmas parcel was discovered in a London post office. Any suspicious looking parcel should be reported at once to the local police station. Then he frightens them by saying the parcel brought by the tourist has a time bomb in it, and it will go off very soon. This really frightens the people and they run for cover. What makes the tourist decide to see the postmaster general? The tourist got a beautiful cloak from Switzerland and he wanted to send it to his friend as a Christmas present. But the people at the post office suspected it to be a time bomb, and a policeman drops the parcel containing the cloak in a bucket of water, damaging his present. This makes the tourist furious, angry. He calls the people mining his gift blundering idiots and decides to see the postmaster general to complain. Why does the assistant leave the post office forever? The assistant leaves the post office forever because of her bitter experiences there. People annoy her in so many ways. One man comes and asks where he can buy stamps. Another person wants a pint of beer. Mrs. Jones talks rudely to her. The old deaf gentleman can't hear her properly and he too gets angry. An old lady comes there thinking it is a vet's clinic, and then comes the tourist with his ticking parcel. Thinking it is a bomb, the parcel is immersed in water. The tourist is furious and threatens to complain to the postmaster general. The assistant thinks animals are better than men, and so she decides to work in an animal dispensary where she thinks she will be happy. Bring out the humor in the play. There are many humorous situations in the play. We laugh when we see somebody coming to the post office and ask where he can get stamps. Another person comes asking for a pint of beer. The deaf man creates a lot of humor as he misunderstands book as cook, said as bed, and later ten. When laugh a lot when see an old lady coming to consult the assistant about her cat. The greatest humor is when the tourist comes with his ticking parcel and the anxiety created by it. As the parcel with the time bomb is thrown into a water and people run for cover, we really laugh at the foolishness of people. Comment on the role of the farmer in the play. It was actually the farmer who caused all the havoc in the post office. First of all, he scared the people by reading out the news loudly. Bomb found in a post office. Scotland Yard has issued a warning that a time bomb disguised as a Christmas parcel was discovered in a London post office. Any suspicious looking parcel should be reported at once to the local police station. With his expertise, he is sure that the ticking parcel given by the tourist contains a time bomb. He is the one suggesting to call a policeman. He scares the people by telling them the time bomb will soon go off. and they should take cover. He is the one who asked the assistant to bring a bucket of water. Thus he was instrumental for all the commotion and mischief there. Justify the aptness of the title of the play. The title Posteriorly for Christmas is a very apt title. All the major actions in the play are related to posting of gifts and parcels as Christmas presents. The assistant tells Mrs. Jones to post Christmas parcels early to prevent them from getting damaged in the last minute rush. We feel that if the tourist had posted his parcel early, the damage could have been prevented, stopped. With his bitter experience, he vows not to post anything in this country, and he bitterly spits out some of the words post yearly for Christmas. Sketch the character of the old gentleman and the assistant. The old gentleman is deaf. He has a long shopping list with him. He has come to the post office to collect his old age pension. When the assistant asks for his book, being deaf, he thinks she is asking about his cook. He says he didn't bring his cook. His wife does all his cooking. The assistant says he did not hear what she said. The gentleman again mishears the word said. He thinks she said something about a bed. So he says, bed? Who ought to be in bed? I am not as young as I was, but I am still healthy. He asked the assistant not to be rude. The assistant once again says, I am afraid you didn't hear what I said. Again the gentleman mishears her and asks her who told her that he is called Ted. Is he trying to tell him his name? His name is Sam. The assistant again asks him if he has brought his book. The gentleman tells her not to speak about the cook. The assistant loudly tells him she is talking of book and not cook. The gentleman asks her why she did not ask for it earlier and fumbles in his pockets. He gives the book to her. He accuses the assistant of being deaf. When the lady complains about her cat, he comes with a helpful suggestion saying that he knows some things about the cats and he could help her. The funniest moment is when he asks what all the fuss is about. The old lady answers it is about a time bomb. Then the old man asks, Tom? Tom who? The bomb has become Tom for him. Assistant is a young lady who is quite hardworking and polite. She has to deal with many different kinds of people and she has to keep her cool. The other day one man came and asked her where he could get a stamp. Then there was this old man who could not see very well. He put his glasses on the counter. He wanted a pint of beer. She hopes this year there will be no snow for Christmas so that Mrs. Smith can enjoy without her rheumatism getting aggravated. When she suggests to Mr. Jones that gift parcels for Christmas must be posted yearly, she gets angry. Then she has to deal with the deaf old man. The deaf old man thinks it is the assistant who is deaf. Then we see the old lady coming to seek her advice about her cat Tiddles. The assistant tells her that the clinic for the animals is at the end of the road. Now comes the farmer who scares her with the news about bombs. She has to deal with the tourist whose English is terrible. When his parcel starts ticking, here is utter confusion. We laugh to our heart's content when we see the assistant coming with a bucket of water to immerse the parcel. The climax comes when she decides to quit the work at the post office. She will work in a dispensary for the animals because she realizes that animals are not as foolish as people. The assistant proves herself to be very lively and memorable character. Narrate the events that lead to the climax of the play. The climax of the play starts building up with the news brought by the farmer. He reads from his newspaper, bomb found in a post office. Scotland Yard has issued a warning that a time bomb disguised as a Christmas parcel was discovered in a London post office. Any suspicious looking parcel should be reported at once to the local police station. A suspicion has been created in the minds of the people about a possible bomb. Then we see the foreign tourist entering. He is dark and evil looking. He is dressed in black and speaks with an accent. He has a parcel to be sent. He wants to ensure the safety of the parcel by asking so many questions. Will it be opened? When will it reach the central sorting office? He wants the assistant to handle it with care. All this enhances our suspicion. He leaves the post office forgetting his gloves. Soon Bertie starts hearing the parcel tick. The farmer is sure that there is a time bomb inside the parcel. People get scared. The farmer wants a policeman to be brought. He asks the assistant to bring a bucket of water to immerse the bomb. The policeman asks the people not to panic. In the meantime, the tourist comes back to pick his gloves. The policeman questions him. The farmer thinks that the tickling has stopped and a time bomb will immediately go off. The policeman drops the parcel in the bucket of water. The tourist is angry and calls the policeman an idiot. It was actually a beautiful cloak from Switzerland which the tourist wanted to send to his friend. Now he will complain to the postmaster general. He will never post anything in that country. So activity 1, The Literary Club of your school decides to enact the play posteriorly for Christmas in connection with the school anniversary. Prepare a script for announcing the program. You may include the given details: play, script, direction, background, music, actors, time, date, and venue. In connection with the school anniversary, the Literary Club of a school has decided to enact the play posteriorly for Christmas by the well-known British dramatist R.H. Wood. The play will be staged in the school auditorium at 10 a.m. on Friday, the 24th of July 2015. It's a very hilarious play in which a Christmas parcel containing a beautiful Swiss cloak is misunderstood to be a time bomb. The people get panicky and run for cover as the clock stops ticking. The story takes place in a village post office in England. You see different kinds of people coming to the post office, sometimes even mistaking it for something else. The direction of the play is by Mr. Fahad Ibrahim, our English teacher. Music is by Mithun Kuttappan. Students of the class 12, 12th class will be acting as the various characters. Come and enjoy 2 hours of pure fun. Review writing, discuss the following. What makes the play humorous? Its characters and their traits or the incidents in it. The play is made humorous by the traits of the characters and also the incidents. The default man makes us laugh a lot. He hears the word book as cook and said as bed and tent. He even accuses the assistant of being deaf. Then we see the old lady coming to complain about her cat, thinking the post office to be a clinic for injured animals. We have the farmer who thinks he knows all about time bombs. We have the dirty urchin, Bertie with his horrible English. We have the foreign tourist with his terrible accent. Then there is the incident of a man coming to the post office and asking where he could get a stamp. Another fellow wants a pint of beer. The funniest incident is when people run for cover and the parcel is dropped in a bucket of water. The tourist had brought a beautiful cloak from Switzerland as a Christmas present to his friend. And you see what havoc it caused and how it ended up in a water. The habits of each character in the play. Young lady, polite, hardworking, sensible, assistant, cooperative, helpful. Mrs. Jones, overcautious, impolite, lacks good manners. The old man thinks others are deaf, inquisitive, helpful. Farmer likes fun, thinks he is an expert, likes to scare people. Fussy old lady mistakes a post office for a clinic, buys stamps to please the assistant. Mrs. Higgins, an intelligent mother with bad English. Bertie, an untidy urchin. He murders English. Curious, rude, foreign tourist, sinister looking, overcautious about his parcel. Speaks English with a horrible accent. Calls people all kinds of bad names. Impolite. Policeman. Officious. Foolish. Acts without using his logic. Humorous incidents of the play. There are many humorous incidents in the play. There is the incident of a man coming to the post office and asking where he could get a stamp. Another fellow wants a pint of beer. Then there is the incident of the conversation between the assistant and a deaf old man who misunderstands a book for cook and set for bed and Ted. He even accuses the assistant of being deaf. We see an old lady coming to the office seeking advice about her cat as she thinks it is a clinic for animals. Bertie speaking makes us laugh because of his mutilated English. The English of the tourist is horrible. The funniest incident is when people run for cover and the parcel is dropped in a bucket of water. The tourist had brought a beautiful cloak from Switzerland as a Christmas present to his friend. And see what havoc it caused and how it ended up in water. Discuss the relevance of the theme, aptness of the dialogues, and suitability of the title. The theme of the poem is highly relevant, especially these days when we hear a lot about letter bombs and parcel bombs. Terrorists make use of them to terrorize the people and to spread a sense of insecurity, suspicion, and chaos. The dialogues are very apt. One would laugh his heart out when he listens to the dialogue between the assistant and the deaf old man. The old man misunderstands book for cook and said for bed and bed. Equally funny is the dialogue between Bertie and his mother. Bertie murders English and he says grammar has gone home to watch television. The tourist also speaks English with a horrible accent. The title Post Yearly for Christmas is a very apt one. All the major actions in the play are related to posting of gifts and parcels as Christmas presents. The assistant tells Mrs. Jones to post Christmas parcels yearly to prevent them from getting damaged in the last minute rush. We feel that if the tourist had posted his parcel early, the damage could have been prevented. With his bitter experience, he vows not to post anything in this country, and he bitterly spits out of the words, "Post yearly for Christmas." Now write a review of the play based on the above discussions and points to be published in your class magazine. The play Posteriorly for Christmas by R.H. Wood is a rip-tickling comedy. The actions of the play takes place in a village post office in England. The plot centers on a sinister-looking foreign tourist coming to the post office to send a parcel to his friend. The parcel makes a ticking noise and the people in the post office think that there is a time bomb inside. They are scared. A policeman is called in to prevent the time bomb from going off and killing everyone. The policeman drops it into a bucket of water. Then the tourist comes back to explain it. It was only a beautiful Swiss cloak he was sending to his friend as a Christmas gift. He calls the policeman an idiot and vows he will never post anything in that country. There are many humorous incidents in the play. There is the incident of a man coming to the post office and asking where he could get a stamp. Another fellow wants a pint of beer. Then there is the incident of the conversation between the assistant and deaf old man who misunderstands a book for cook and said for bad and tat. He even accuses the assistant of being deaf. We see an old lady coming to the office seeking advice about her cat as she thinks it is a clinic for animals. Bertie's speaking makes us laugh because of his mutilated English. The English of the tourist is horrible. The funniest incident is when people run for cover and the parcel is dropped in a bucket of water. The tourist had brought a beautiful cloak from Switzerland as a Christmas present to his friend. And you see what havoc it caused and how it ended up in water. The dialogues are very apt. One would laugh his heart out when he listens to the dialogue between the assistant and the deaf old man. The old man misunderstands book for cook and said for bed and ted. Equally funny is the dialogue between Bertie and his mother. Bertie murders English and he says grammar. Grammar means he considers grandma has gone home to watch television. The tourist also speaks English with a horrible accent. The title Posteriorly for Christmas is a very suitable one. All the major actions in the play are related to posting of gifts and parcels as Christmas presents. The assistant tells Mrs. Jones to post Christmas parcels early to prevent them from getting damaged in the last minute rush. We feel that if the tourist had posted his parcel early, the damage could have been prevented. With his bitter experience, he vows not to post anything in this country and he bitterly spits out the words posteriorly for Christmas. On the whole, we can say that Wood has written a fine play showing how ordinary people behave as they are faced with the problems. Life has a lighter side too, in spite of our worries and anxieties about it. Wood gives us the chance to laugh at ourselves, as some of us are just like the characters we meet in the play. Activity 3, the last one, that is read the anecdote on page 146. Now collect more such humorous literary anecdotes and present them in the class. Once a teacher asked her class, "Does anyone here knows anything about Shakespeare?" "Yes, sir, I know," replied Rahul promptly. "What do you know about him?" asked the teacher. "Sir, he is a Malayali from Thrissur. His original name was Kuntam Kuliki." Kuntam Kuliki. Shakespeare means Kuntam Kuliki. "He went to England and learned English and started writing plays. He changed his name to English Shakespeare to confuse people about his proper identity. He added an E to appear to spear one, making it spear. Thus, he became Shakespeare. But actually, he is a man from Thrissur, my great grandfather said. Kuntam Kuliki, and he studied it together in the primary school at Ayanthol near Thrissur. Ayanthol near Thrissur. Fun-loving David asked Les, "Les, what is the difference between a cat and a comma?" Without any hesitation, Liz answered, "A cat has gloves at the end of its paws, and a comma is a pause at the end of a clause." If you know all about punctuation, then this statement shouldn't confuse you. It simply defines the role of the comma. That is all. These are the funny things. With that, we come to the end. Thank you. Thank you very much.